Dawgface just made a statement that might have him and Boosie beefing forever.
And then you have to understand what's going on with Boosie. Boosie is in the twilight of his career. More people, more YNs know Boosie for his interviews with Vlad. They do him for music. Boosie ain't had a hit record.
Hold on. Now I can't let you do my guy like that, Dawgface. You ever heard of the Boosie Booze Cafe? All right, you got us with that one, man. He haven't done. You're right. But Boosie has been in the headline very heavy lately, man. And somehow my guy Dawgface done came across his timeline. Well, I ain't gonna say somehow, because we know Dawgface is popping right now. But Dawgface was on Reallyfe Street Starz, where Boosie's situation with Vlad TV had got brought up about the $25,000 for every 3 months. And I'm guessing whatever he heard come from Dawgface, Boosie Boo didn't like it.
Listen, Boosie asked for a $5,000 bump in his overall pay for what he was getting. That would have put him at $30,000. He's already getting $25,000 per interview. Yeah. Boosie is not getting $25,000 for a show. You're getting $25,000 to have a seat in a chair for no more than 2 hours and having a conversation. And then it is an exchange. It is not just you turning Vlad up, because Vlad was going to be Vlad whether Boosie was there or not.
After Boosie saw this interview right here with Dawgface and Reallyfe Street Starz, Boosie jumped in Dawgface DMs real quick. Now that's a cold back and forth right there, but I think that might have been a mistake by Boosie by jumping in Dawgface DM, because you know once Dawgface gets you on the radar, he don't let nothing slide. But this your boy BT Scoop. Make sure y'all hit that like, hype, and subscribe, man, and get this video into the algorithm. But now before I react to what actually led up to the DM war, I gotta show y'all that Dawgface already had Boosie on the radar when it came to selective politicking. Dawgface been critiquing Boosie for a minute, but now Dawgface is louder than ever. Boosie has no choice but to pay him attention.
Every case that came up, sitting down with Vlad, every situation that came up, when Vlad asked him about a rapper or some type of entertainment personality who got caught up in some shit to where they put him in a situation where they told on the motherfucker, from the Boston Richies to the Gunners, the whole thug situation with the YSL people, you know what I'm saying? The people who may have told on that situation. Terrence Gangster Williams, the 6ix9ines, he had something, the Spotting Golems, he had something to say about all that, you know what I'm saying? And he also had something to say about people who were in support or couldn't see that what they was doing was wrong. He had something to say about that as well. So, you know, yeah, nigga, once you break bad, you break bad. Yeah. I'm gonna let the public decide that, because according to the same rules that he was applying to, in terms of when he called them boys rats, same rules apply. You can't just...
See, this right here is nothing new. Y'all see, Dawgface been on Boosie case. But now, his voice is a whole lot louder and his platform is a whole lot bigger. So when he say something about anybody these days, people gonna pick up and listen. Now, this is where it get interesting to me. I don't think it starts some war between Baton Rouge and Detroit or anything like that. But I do think Dawgface is setting the record straight with Boosie. Because when Dawgface started saying he knows Boosie whereabouts when he in Detroit, that changed the whole tone of the conversation. Now we don't know how serious Boosie took it, but if Boosie blocked Dawgface after that exchange, then clearly something about the conversation touched the nerve. Now the bigger point is Boosie probably thought he was checking Dawgface in the DMs, but Dawgface looked at it like, nah, you came for me, so now I'm gonna stand on everything I said publicly. Now we about to tap into this whole situation to see why Boosie really DM'd Dawgface. Was Dawgface doing too much, or did Boosie mess up by DMing Dawgface? Let's get into it.
Boosie asked for a $5,000 bump in his overall pay for what he was getting. That would have put him at $30,000. He's already getting $25,000 per interview.
Yeah.
Boosie is not getting $25,000 for a show. You're getting $25,000 to have a seat in a chair for no more than 2 hours and having a conversation. And then it is an exchange. It is not just you turning Vlad up, because Vlad was gonna be Vlad whether Boosie was there or not. Vlad he's a content creator builder. He's a personality builder. Long before Boosie, there was somebody else who was occupying that space. Right. So they helped each other. So it was not just a singular thing where Boosie was just helping Vlad. Vlad is Vlad, and Vlad was Vlad before he ever interviewed Boosie to begin with. And then you have to understand what's going on with Boosie. Boosie is in the twilight of his career. More people, more YNs know Boosie for his interviews with Vlad than they do him for music. Boosie ain't had a hit record how long?
Come on, man. I can't let you do a guy like that. Like you said, though, Dawgface, if you were, everybody F with Boosie. I rock with Boosie old music, though. I ain't even gonna lie. But yeah, you right. He ain't had a hit. I listen to all this stuff, but he ain't had a radio hit in a minute, bro. But let's keep it going.
Right? So being on Vlad, it kept Boosie current and kept him relevant. You can't discount that. You can't take that away from the equation. You got to put it all together in one package. Once Boosie made a request, or he requested to get a bump in his pay. Yeah. Once Vlad showed him the numbers, and he showed him that one, you're not doing as good as you were doing a couple years ago. That's number one. And number two, I'm going to open up my books to you. Right. I'm gonna let you see what I'm making. Right. I'm basically doing the interview for free, because what I'm making versus what I'm paying you versus production costs and editing costs, I'm walking away with almost nothing. You're walking away with more than me. So it's not like I have a major profit going on here.
Yeah, I feel like in the game, Vlad is the one that I feel like fucked the game up a little bit, because he was the first one. He was the first one to kind of put the prices out there, and then I noticed since then you'll have people coming with just outrageous, like they prices don't even make sense. They don't make sense. But they don't understand the YouTube game. They just, nigga, I'm me, and I want to. And it's like,
let me tell you what happened.
I think it's too good business, man, that this couldn't come to a deal, bro. Vlad felt like he had already stuck his neck out there, and Boosie felt like he just needed more. Guessing was it because of the 6ix9ine situation, Boosie felt like he need $5,000 more. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. They couldn't come to an agreement.
Yeah, this is what happened. What happened is that the rappers, right? They've been forced to come to the understanding that they are not the kings of the hill in terms of urban entertainment no more. Right. Right? So you got the podcasters and all the other content creators putting it in their face. We the kings of the hill. The YouTubers, the bloggers, overall the streamers are doing better, making more money. So what's happening now is that the rappers, especially the rappers in the twilight of their career, they're mad, angry, and upset that they're not being looked at like they used to be looked at. The streamers overtook them shits. For the first time in the history of just black entertainment, you have kids, you have preteen adolescents who are saying they would prefer to be a YouTuber, a podcaster, a streamer over a rapper. So the rappers salty about that shit. So the rappers looking at all the money the streamers and podcasters are making, they don't like that shit. So they want to be overcompensated for whatever their contribution is. That's what's going on. They mad, angry, upset because the podcasters and streamers kicking their motherfucking backsides in. That's why they mad.
But you know what? If you just look at it from a standpoint of, when you look into an album, what you might get an hour out of an album, nigga. We doing an hour every day. Yeah. You niggas just dropping hours of content, 3-4 hours of content a day. So of course you're gonna make more money.
Got a whole lot more to say in a podcast, and you know, people get their points across to people when they go stream or go live or anything like that. They more accessible than rappers. You know, they more in touch with the people than the rappers are. That's just how it is these days, man.
It's just you're putting in more work. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, but I feel like
Boosie was a fool. But because this whole thing started. It didn't start because he was just disgruntled or he was unhappy with his pay. Right. It all started because the whole 6ix9ine thing. When he heard that 6ix9ine received $50,000 for that interview, what he said to himself is, "Oh, this nigga a rat. How in the fuck you gonna pay a rat? And who's a Mexican on top of that? More than you paying me, and I'm a legendary figure. I'm a legendary hip hop icon." That's what drove him to trying to have that conversation, trying to renegotiate his pay.
But that brings me to the topic of pocket watching in general, right? Because that happens across.
I got a question. Is he Was he wrong for asking for more money? Is that what Dawgface getting at? Is he wrong for asking for more money? Hey, that's opinionated.
Across the board. It ain't even, I had somebody I talked to the other day. He was telling me how he felt some type of way about the dude that was paying him because he seen him do some extravagant shit.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I was like, bro, you can't really look at it like that because business is business and personal is personal. Like, you know, but how do you look at it? Because if you were in that same position and you being in the streets, right? Because I mean, we could say Boosie ain't in the streets no more, but you a street dude, and you've seen a rat get interviewed for twice as much as you get paid. Would you not feel some type of way?
No, I'm gonna tell you something, Jeff. First of all, listen. So Boosie is not just anybody. He's a person who's been operating in the world of entertainment for over 20 years.
Facts.
So he should have been able to, once it was explained to him, the nuance, so that there are nuances and it's like peripheral shit you have to take into consideration when you look at what 6ix9ine get paid. That's not what he get paid every interview. That's what he got paid because of the situation he was in. Right. He had just came home. He's getting ready to go back and sit down. He had never really talked about all the things that had happened with him in an interview style platform before. So it was a one-off. So he got $50,000 because that's what the interview demanded at that particular point in time. That was not what his every interview paid. That was not what his standard pay was going to be.
Right.
So he should have took that into consideration. And then Vlad explained all that to him. And then Vlad opened up his books to him. And Vlad went above and beyond to try to bring about some type of understanding or to reach some understanding with Boosie. He showed him the numbers. He showed him what he was making off his videos, right? He showed him what it was. So he was pocket watching, as simple as that. He was just mad because he felt like that 6ix9ine is a snitch and 6ix9ine shouldn't get paid more than him. He felt like his net worth, he felt like his net value to the overall equation was higher than 6ix9ine, and it wasn't. And he's now learning that lesson because right now he said he can do it by himself. The numbers are abysmal. So he overestimated his value. Right. This is a prime example of a motherfucker pocket watching and overestimating their worth and value to a particular situation. Right. It'd be like me arguing with you about when I'm getting paid for Reallyfe Street Starz. Right. And you open up your books and I can lightweight almost see the books because I broadcast my podcast through Reallyfe Street Starz. So I can lightweight see what it is. When you know what a view pays out and you understand what the YouTube scale is, right? Even when you factor in AdSense and ad dollars and all that other kind of shit, when you look at it, you know what your worth is based on the numbers that you do on a particular platform. Right. So once Vlad showed him his numbers, the raw data, right? He still didn't acquiesce to it. He still didn't back down because he was in his motherfucking feelings because that's how you know he was pocket watching. Yeah. It wasn't about, I'm not getting what I'm worth. Right. He showed you what your worth was in raw numbers. So it wasn't about that because even after he did that, you still was doubling down on you wanting to get paid more because I got to get at least half of what he got.
I feel like we got to see them back together though. I can't tell
what I'm going to say about that situation is before I let them boys start back speaking. I feel like Boosie was standing on a real nigga stand, on a real nigga stance. If y'all know what I'm saying, y'all know what I'm saying. Boosie was not about to let 6ix9ine be able to say anything about money, getting paid more money than him from Vlad. Even though 6ix9ine did end up getting paid more, but once Boosie found out, he wasn't going for it, bro. He not about to let the rat, you know what I'm saying, in his words, outshine him in any type of way, bro. He just wasn't going for it. And I feel like Boosie understood everything that Vlad was coming at him about.
Shit is a play no more. Because knowing how savvy people are on the internet, I don't even know when shit is a play no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, nowadays. Is this a play or is
like
it?
That. Listen, it's so much. Listen, I could have been a lot further in my career as an influencer, as a person who gets interviewed for his opinion about anything. Right. I could have been a lot further. There is absolutely people running plays on YouTube streets. Absolutely. There are people who
they were hating on my guy Dawgface. I promise you, it's over now. They don't let him. It's over. Long as he don't do nothing to demolish himself, bro. He up there. Pay attention.
Faking arguments, faking beefs, faking fights, faking fallouts. Right, that absolutely happens every day. This shit is really like a WWE.
It is.
I can be a lot further than in my career if I was the type of person who was engaged in that kind of WWE shit. But the way my personality works and the way my brand is set up, I don't gotta do that shit. It may take me a little longer than the people who are all huddled up in the back rooms doing that shit, but there's a room for real niggas who spit real game in the industry, minus all the tricks, minus all the motherfucking tricks, I'm gonna get to no matter what.
Man, I want to talk about speaking of Vlad, right? Because it's funny because we just had Charleston on Vlad, and I remember he actually called out. He said that one of the reasons why he didn't go on.
All right, man, we're going to cut that right there. They about to get into the Charleston White. If they talking any type of good on this, I might get into that, man. But like I was saying, though, bro, I'm 50-50 with it. You know, Boosie looking at it from a street guy standpoint. I feel like he understand the whole business aspect where he was, where Vlad TV was getting out to him. But Dawgface said, hey, bro, you got to understand the actual scale, man. He said his numbers ain't doing what they was doing once when Vlad had first signed that contract with Boosie. And I'm pretty sure Dawgface has some type of clue of what was going on because he cool with Vlad TV. I'm talking about cool with Vlad TV, such as academics and things like that. So he know the number. But hey, man, I want y'all to get in the comment section though, man, and let me know what y'all think about this situation with Dawgface going at the DMs. First of all, was crazy work. That's crazy. But if y'all actually paid attention to the DMs, both of them was kicking game to each other, and I'm pretty sure they both caught it. But at the same time, they not rocking with each other right now. You get what I'm saying? But y'all leave y'all thoughts on what y'all think about this whole situation. I don't know. Just keeping it real. This your boy BT Scoop. I'm out.